Season 6, Blood Surge is back. You will be holding down right click for as much as possible to blast the whole screen, basically moving in between your blood surges to pick up some blood orbs, and with your Crew's Embrace you will be having the Flesh Eater passive up all of the time due to the very comfy corpse consumption built into the item. The endgame Blood Surge Necromancer build on Maxroll has been updated. We are going to be playing the new ultimate ability Soul Rift that is going to be part of the build, and if you want to have a more detailed written down version, the link to this will be down in the description below. Here you can learn all about the skills in a written form. We do have the Paragon glyphs for you to actually slide and have the corresponding progress depending on how far your character is actually leveled in terms of the Paragon progression for your whole account. We also do have the new runes section where we are talking about the best in slot runes and also alternatives, and also recommending mercenaries, which are a great addition for the Blood Surge Necromancer. And then very important, the stat priorities and item progression section. As you might remember, this looked a little bit different in Season 5. Now we have basically upgraded the tools that are available to us, and now this is looking like this. You will see which of the items actually are necessary, and you can also see a priority from top to bottom with the corresponding tempers that you need. Very cool in my opinion is the item progression goals section right here, where you can actually tick off and basically mark which aspects you have already collected so that you can progress the build in its absolute natural form up to Ancestral, and then even also to Mythic, where you also get the chance to mark the corresponding items that you need to make the build work. On top of that, there's also the build variants, and you do have the Starter, Ancestral, Mythic, Speed Farming, and Pit Pushing variant that are all going to be linked down below in the written guide, where you can read up on all of the progression steps necessary, where you do have access to the embed and all the skills that you need to slot on your skill bar, as well as the skill tree. And while your character gets stronger and stronger, you can progress through the tabs up until the Mythic variant right here, where you can actually get the best version of the build online. There's also now a very big FAQ and mechanic section in the number 8 section in the table of contents, where we explain how Overpower works, how you are going to manage your essence, where we go into great detail on how all of this works if you're having trouble resetting your cooldowns. And also we do have a big lucky hit chance as well as attack speed caps explanation. And also if you're interested into learning more about stagger, that's also available to you on the Maxroll guide. I'm going to be covering the Mythic variant, but obviously all of the variants that are in the written build guide are also available for you to have a look at in the variant section at the bottom left. But again, I'm going to be commenting on the Mythic build guide section. The general idea of the build is to press Blood Surge as often as possible per second without losing any uptime. You are going to be sustaining your essence with the additional generation of corpses through your Hued Flesh passive right here, where every time you lucky hit proc the Hued Flesh, you're going to spawn a corpse, and that corpse is going to be consumed automatically while holding down Blood Surge with your Crew's Embrace, which is then going to restore essence with the Grim Harvest passive. In addition to that, you will also spawn blood orbs whenever you consume corpses with the Embalmer aspect, which then are going to also restore essence with the tempers on your amulet and also on the ring. Starless Skies tremendously helps with your essence sustain, but if you don't have access to that, again, make use of the T1 starter or the ancestral setups. And on top of that, you will restore essence by automatically applying your Iron Maiden that is spec'd in the skill tree right here, which is going to restore essence every time you get in contact with a new enemy, because you are actually playing the cursed aura on your boots, which is going to curse automatically and therefore also restore primary resource. And also Soul Rift not only helps with the essence generation built in, but you are also applying vulnerable and you're generating Barrier. So a crazy good spell that you get as an ultimate for the Blood Surge build because it fixes so many problems. With the Essence generation, the Vulnerable basically permanently active, the Barrier, it also has a 30% multiplier, which is going to increase your damage compared to the build in Season 5. For the Paragon, it's very important that you know that there are also progression steps. Ideally, you would start out with the topmost progression step, where you are starting out with all boards unlocked and all glyphs at level 15, and therefore you can actually see how to path optimally and connect all of the available boards to you, and also level up the glyphs correspondingly. Ideally, you would go and do Corporeal, Essence, Sacrificial, Eliminator, and then Dominate. And then ideally, you should check out the Maxroll guide. There is going to be a top glyph leveling priorities. After getting them to 15, the priorities will swap a little bit because you want to get other ones to 46 to unlock the legendary bonus. When I was playing the build in Season 5, I actually had a blast. The immense attack speed that the build has built into it is amazing, and also the Essence is Sustain together with the new Soul Rift ability is just a blast. On top of that, you're generating Barrier, making you super tanky, and by stacking max life naturally, due to you being an overpower build, you are a crazy tank. With Krua's Embrace, the single target actually got tremendously increased for Blood Surge. You can actually take down pit bosses very nicely, and due to your absolute AoE prowess, you can actually speed through a pit extremely quickly, and then you don't even need to lose that much time tackling the end boss of the pit. If you haven't played Blood Surge, this is going to be your wake-up call to finally try Blood Surge, or if you're an avid Blood Surge enjoyer, we are still going to be fine in Season 6 with Vessel of Hatred. If you like content similar to this, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.